بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to AIEx 2022. Would you like to see our project?
Drought happens when an area does not receive rainfall for a long period of time. When there is no rain, there is no vegetation because there is less water in the soil. The water levels in streams and rivers are low.
This damages the crops. Also, there is a shortage of water to drink and use it for other purposes. So it can cause serious water shortages and it can be fatal. Some man-made causes are climate change, cutting of trees, using water excessively, or wasting water.
The rainwater storage solutions like artificial lakes in every village, city, frost enclosures, housing projects and artificial groundwater recharge wells will also help saving rainwater and control floods. Rainwater harvesting. If a house is a primary water source, then rainwater harvesting is a second option, which they can use when water is not available. Due to shortfall of rains, there is drought in Pakistan. Many have lost livestock and agriculture has been rendered all but impossible. Hundreds of villagers have been displaced from the remote areas of Balochistan, camps in local population centers.
In such critical situation, AlHuda plays a pivotal role. AlHuda Foundation identifies the affected areas and the most urgent needs. It gathers resources like donations and the team distributes them where needed. AlHuda also works on the mental health of the victims by giving them love, care and sincere advice.
AlHuda has designed a specialized crisis help center whose purpose is to provide all possible assistance in case of calamity or crisis. Situations such as famine, drought, earthquakes, flood, accidents. جزاك الله خير.
وفي الشمس تجري إلى مستقر مع الله في الأرض في سهلها وأودائها والرواسي الكبار.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are here to tell you about floods and what preparations can be done beforehand. So first, let's see what are floods. A flood is a great flowing or overflowing of water onto land that is not usually covered by water. A flood happens when too much rainfall brought by storms and storm winds which can't be absorbed by the soil. Now let's find out what causes floods. Heavy rains are the most straightforward explanations for flooding. Severe flooding is caused by atmospheric conditions that lead to heavy rain or the rapid melting of snow and ice. Geographical location can also make an area more likely to flood.
Now let's see how does flood occur. Believe it or not, flooding is the deadliest type of severe weather. Flash floods occur within a few minutes or hours of excessive rainfall. A dam or a levee failure or a sudden release of water held by an ice dam. Flash floods can roll boulders, tear out trees, destroy buildings and bridges, and scour out new channels.
Now let's talk about the effects of flood. No matter what cause of flood, it can have devastating effects on our community. There are actually very dangerous flooding effects. Besides physical danger, floods also cause economic and social problems. The greatest effect of flooding is death. In fact, flooding is the number one severe weather killer. Floods have claimed thousands of lives throughout history. Since it only takes 2 feet of flood water to wash a car away, flooding can also cause great loss of property. The economic impact of flooding can be devastating to a community. This comes from damage and disruption to things like communication towers, power plants, roads, and bridges. This brings business activities in an area to a standstill.
We are going to explain to you the strategies which we can use during flood to reduce the damages. This is Flood Life Raft Boat. It is capable of fleeing through narrow stairways and doorways. It enables the victim to escape in safety without entering the cold flood water. It can be inflated using a small compressed air canister.
Now we will tell you about the essentials that should be in a life raft boat. Food items, water bottle and food items, pyrotechnics, emergency flare and signals are the best way to inform. Life jackets, torchlights, reflector, signal for help, rope. Thermal protective aid. A TPA is a bag of suit made of waterproof material with low thermal conductance.
In Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, surely Allah will not change the condition of a people before the people themselves change what is in them. So we as humans should try to use all the resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to reduce the disaster risk. The story of Nuh alayhi salam is an inspiring example from the Quran for preparing for floods. From that story, it can be understood that humans must put their efforts to reduce the disaster risk.
This project shows how we can save water at home during heavy rain. Rainwater gets accumulated on rooftops during flood. To save water, it can be collected in water tanks through water pipes. This water should be filtered before use.
Now here we are to share some strategies for pre-flood management. The most important strategy is to build an emergency kit and make a family communication plan. Another flood control system is the double check wall system. These systems are installed outside of the home, usually in the front yard. A concrete baser is installed over a sewer with a pump and two check valves. During heavy rain, when the pressure from city sewer pushes sewer water back towards the home, the check valve closes, stopping the flow.
Drones are helpful gadgets used during flood. It can help in finding and evacuating people that have been stranded during flood. As we know, means of communication and are badly affected during flood, so drones are the best option during flood. River wears away by the effect of water flow. A riverbed can experience mass failure when the weight of its bank becomes too heavy for the soil to support, resulting in complete collapses throughout the river. The most common method to control river erosion is riprap, a large dump of rocks along the river such to prevent the water from eroding the bank. Using rocks to prevent erosion with a concrete reacting wall to make it more effective with riprap.
Another easy method of controlling floods beforehand is a water gate. A water gate is a temporary flood barrier which is unique in a way that once rolled out, it self-deploys. It uses the weight of the water to hold the water back. The water lifts the top of the barrier, whistles at the same time weighing the base down, forming a seal. By utilizing this unique self-opening method, it reduces the time, effort, and number of people required to install it. Before we go for above-mentioned strategies, we need to make sure that we make a proper plan of clean sewage washment. We should design evacuation plans, clear out the drainages and sewages, clean and extend the canals, stay in close contact with the meteorological department. Use the naturally deep areas as water reservoirs and compulsory swimming classes in schools and colleges. Now let's see what strategies can be used during a flood.
Slow it down, protect the ground. In this project, we can show you how we can save the crops during flood. Anything that protects the soil from the speed of the raindrop will decrease the damage it causes. We can use organic mulch, cover crop, the canopy of the new crops, and permanent vegetation are all means of slowing down the raindrop.
We can save animals by opening gates and removing fences to allow animals access to higher ground. In some situations, the evacuation and transport of animals to another place altogether may be necessary. Humans should move immediately to higher ground or stay in high ground. Follow instructions from public safety officials. If advised to evacuate, do so immediately.
I am sharing points if one has to evacuate or travel during flooding. Remember, do not walk through flowing water. Most drownings occur during flash floods. 6 inches of swiftly moving water can knock you off your feet. So remember the phrase, turn around, don't drown. Don't drive through flooded roads. Cars can be swept away only 2 feet of moving water. If your vehicle is trapped in rapidly moving water, stay in the vehicle. And if the water is rising inside the vehicle, seek refuge on the roof. Throwing away any food that has came in contact with flood water. If your food has came in contact with flood water, it is not safe to eat and increases your risk of waterborne diseases. Protect against mosquitoes. If your home is an area with stagnant or standing water, use mosquito repellent. Our aim is to educate and create awareness to the solution of problems during flood. May Allah help us protect us from all these disasters. Jazakallah khair for joining us. We are honored to have your presence with us today.
In this medical camp, a doctor is giving useful advice to flood affectors. Let's see what they're saying.
Assalamu alaikum, doctor. After the flood, my whole family is getting sick again and again. Pain in the stomach, diarrhea, vomiting, and high temperatures commonly observed.
Walaikum assalam. La basatahu inshallah. These are the common infections observed after floods. Floods can increase the transmission of viral diseases, especially waterborne diseases. Malaria, dengue,
Malaria, dengue, typhoid, and cholera are the most spread diseases.
How can I protect my family and others from these diseases?
Yes, but you must understand no matter how many medicines you take or treatments you follow, you should take the following precautions to be completely safe from these diseases. You should maintain hand hygiene, use boiled water only if it is super chlorinated, prevent water collection near your home, do not use food contaminated by flood water. Cover your windows with net to prevent dengue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep everyone safe from every calamity, inshallah.
In this foreplay, there's AIS news reporter and NDMA representative. They're discussing the causes of the severe flood that came in Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today we have the representative of the National Disaster Management Authority with us to talk about the disastrous flood situation in Pakistan. We welcome you to the AIS News Studio. We want to know the reason or causes of the disastrous flood in Pakistan. Jazakallah khair for having me in the studio. This is very crucial topic. The floods were caused by heavier than usual monsoon rains that followed a severe heat wave. It is the world's deadliest flood since 2020 South Asian floods and described as the worst in the country's history. On 25th August, the government of Pakistan has declared a state of emergency because of flooding. What do you think are the causes of the severe flood this year? There are multiple reasons for this calamity. If you research a little, you will notice the damage around the areas, which is the junction of the multiple rivers. You can clearly see, due to the lack of canals, the neighbor areas were badly damaged. Canals have the potential to hold up flows and even move water away from the towns and properties at risk to stop houses from being flooded. There was no rehab facility for affectees. They were stranded in floodwater as they have nowhere to go. We have no early warning system to alert our people. Our infrastructure is not built accordingly. The process of rehabilitation is not swift. Thank you for taking out time for us and updating our viewers on such a crucial topic. We would like to request responsible departments to work in advance for the safety of our people and our Pakistan. Jazakallah khair. AIS News reporter Khadija from Islamabad.
Here I will inform you about canal systems of Pakistan. Canal is a human-made waterway that allows boats and ships to pass from one body water to another. Canals are also used to transport water, irrigation and other human uses. Pakistan has one of the largest man-made canal system in the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's supreme wisdom is evident all of his creation. Have a look at this leaf. You may notice a network of veins that carries life essential from the root, equally distributing it to every bit of the plant. ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فرجع البصر هل طعم فطور. He is the one who created seven heavens one above the other. You will never see any imperfection in the creation of the most compassionate one. So look again, do you see any flaws? The veins of the leaf and canal have an amazing resemblance with each other. It gives us a message that Allah's knowledge is complete. Jazakallah khair for visiting us. I hope your visit was beneficial. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to AlHuda International Islamic Exhibition 2022. It's my pleasure to present to you our insight into the phenomena of glacier burst. If you look at our display project of melting glaciers, you can see that glacier ice is the largest reservoir of fresh water on the planet, storing an estimated 75% of the world's water supply. Let's talk about some interesting facts.
Do you know the glaciers are found in 47 countries around the world, on every continent except Australia? A glacier is a sheet of ice that contains enough frozen water to raise oceans 25 feet across the globe. So when the temperature rises, the glaciers melt. Because of this melting of ice, the water level in seas also rises. But not all of that happens at the surface. Now let's talk about glacier burst. Do you know what a glacier burst is? The water flows down through the glacier to the riverbed, and from there it runs beneath the glacier until it reaches the ocean and rises up. The water on the surface is cold and warm and salty at depths, which melts the glacier's face from the bottom. Then, a piece of glacier breaks off and raises the sea level across the globe.
These sudden glacier bursts causes lots of destruction, especially around the villages near the river bank, which we have tried to show you here in this model in the form of flash floods. This results in a loss of human life, cattle, building roads and bridges. Road closure, erosion, landslide, crop destruction, and livestock loss are some effects of the flood. Heavy rains are the most common cause of flooding. Overflowing rivers, broken dams, urban drainage basins, tsunamis, tenants with steep sides, and a lack of vegetation.
Now, what should be done to avoid the great damage and loss? An early warning system with GLOF simulation models, which warn about the possible time of flood and showing flooded areas downstream, will help the local authorities take precautionary measures in advance, like the residents can be asked to leave and move to safer areas.
Because of the increasing numbers of factories and industries, the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions have raised their temperatures, and these temperatures rise more at the poles, which makes the glacier melt rapidly. So we have tried to show a glimpse of it in our melting glacier project.
Kindly take these brochures on the solutions for dealing with flash floodings. According to Islamic teachings, we will have to answer for every drop of wastage water.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعد الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. Corruption has appeared throughout the land and the sea by reason of what the hands of people have earned. So he may let them taste part of the consequence of what they have done, that perhaps they will return to righteousness. That is all from our side. Hope you liked our presentation. Jazakallah khairan kaseera. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والله جعل لكم من بيوتكم سكنا وجعل لكم من جلود الأنعام تستخفونها يوم ظعنكم ويوم إقامتكم ومن أصوافها وأوبارها وأشعارها أساسا ومتاعا إلى حين صدق الله العظيم.
And Allah has made for you in your homes an abode, and He has made for you out of the hides of cattle tents for dwelling, which you find so light and handy.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Furqan Khan, and I'm going to talk about usefulness of bamboo houses for earthquake or flood victims. These houses can be constructed by 6 or 7 people within a few hours. Around 400 of these homes have been erected so far, mostly in Sindh, and enough constructed to reach the goal of 1200 by the end of October 2022. The structure is simple to build and low cost. These temporary shelters can be turned into permanent homes and can be dismantled and transferred when the displaced families move back to their home villages. These shelters are designed to reduce the risk of losing lives and properties.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zahan Naveed, and I will be sharing with you advantages of bamboo as a building material. Due to its lightweight and elasticity, bamboo is a popular building material in areas of the world where earthquakes, hurricanes, typhoons, and floods strike more frequently. Bamboo absorbs the shock of seismic activity. It is water resistant and flexible enough to tolerate the high winds far better than rigid concrete and steel structures. The floor of the bamboo building is square and above the ground floor. The main floor forms the ceiling of the ground floor without walls, which is traditionally used for raising livestock and piling up debris. A shelter has a room with a place to rest and a place to cook. Annual rainfall often causes flooding, but the open ground floor and the ceiling and the open ground floor and the ceiling of bamboo's house can make the house airy and with use of less electricity.
My name is Hamad Ali and here's my partner Ahmed Umar. Today our topic is on facts about bamboos. Bamboos are the fastest growing plants. It is a grass, not a tree. There are 1,450 species found in different climates across the world. Certain species of bamboo can grow 35 inches within they at the rate of 3 centimeters per hour. It is used as a building material because of its strength than wood, concrete or brick or steel. It is very lightweight building material. It is extremely strong natural fiber. It is long-lasting water-resistant material. It is used as scaffolding, flooring, roofing, walls and windows. It is used in Asia and America in buildings and bridges.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Arslan. I'll talk about the disadvantages of bamboo's use. It requires maintenance, otherwise it will lose its strength. Bamboo it need to be coated to protect, otherwise it will lose its strength. Although it is a strong fiber, its joints are weak. Bamboo is not fire resistant. It's shaped by nature.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Haris and I am from grade 6C. I am going to talk about the bamboo house making process. Materials we will need are the bamboos, sharp knife, hammer, safety gloves, and there is no need to use nails to join the bamboo together, as one can use metal wire to join the bamboo together. For steps to make bamboo house: measure and cut the stems. Measure and cut the bamboo stems on the based on the length, width, and height of the walls, roof, and floor. Dig holes about a foot or so. They have to be large enough so that the bamboo columns should be stuck in. Before inserting the bamboo column, make sure you cover the tips with plastic. Also line the holes with dry stones, and it is the key to make sure that the bamboo does not get exposed to moisture when placed on the ground. We use reed mats to cover the walls, and in case of high rain, we will cover the roof with corrugated metal sheet.
I am going to tell you about the low-budget bamboo houses and the innovative features of them. Pakistan is facing the worst effects of global warming, and it should brace up for more adverse climatic events in the next 30 to 50 years. We, as architects of the future, have to find ways to get back their shelter to the displaced people. Our objective is to help the displaced people rehabilitate quickly to prevent future displacements in flood-prone areas. According to the designers, the most innovative feature of this house is that it can float on water and could be moved easily with all household items and belongings if there is a fear of rain-induced flooding in the area.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sidra Sheikh. I am very worried about my family who is suffering from malaria and dengue. I have cows in my backyard and I use this dry dung by burning it because it kills germs in the air, it has antiseptic, anti-radioactive and anti-thermal properties. There is less pollution, sustainable and renewable energy resource. Alternate of burning trees, bonfire, deforestation. When the cow dung cake burns, they are very good eco-friendly and mosquito repellent.
This is the fish called Gambusia affinis and gippies, which can eat mosquito larvae as fast as the larva hatches from egg. As many as 100 per day. This fish does not lay egg but give birth directly. It can be placed in small bodies of water. The water dries, the fish dies, and it could be a good source of natural fertilizer.
The flood is one of natural disaster and most risky. It happens when too much water is collected in area. It often happens because of heavy rainfall. The overflow of the river causing natural disaster in widespreading rural area.
Now the flood has arrived in our area. We don't have fresh water and people are facing different diseases. What should we do to save our family? Let's ask Allah for help and do something.
بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. In the name of Allah, with whose name there is protection against every kind of harm in the earth or in the heaven, and He is all hearing and all knowing.
Let's talk about the remedies. We are here to present the biosand filter water. In some areas, people can't afford expensive filters, nor they have electricity in their areas. So we thought what we can do to make sure they drink clear water and purify it. We want people to stay healthy and stronger. Did you know about 3.4 million people are suffering from waterborne diseases every year, and we have to decrease the rate. This biofilter has a very long life and affordable too. This is an alternative water filter plant.
This is a mini model of a biofilter. So the first layer is covered with cotton. Then we will add a layer of crushed charcoal. Then add fine sand. Now add a layer of pebbles and gravel. We have used these ingredients because from gravel, all insects are removed. From sand, smaller impurities are removed. Charcoal is the main ingredient. It absorbs bacteria and makes water pure and drinkable.
How it will work. Water is poured on the top and it goes through the filtration process and comes out as clean water. This would help remove both physical debris and microscopic contaminants, and then it will have fresh water. You can also see the difference. Here, this is the water before being filtered, and this is the water before being filtered. We want you to spread this awareness to save someone's life. Jazakallah khairan kaseera.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh जी, I'm Toha bin Jalil from Youth Club Pakistan और मैं आज AIEx में इसको विजिट कर रहा हूँ and the theme is Earth Matters. I'm amazed to see कि किस तरह से बच्चे इसको present कर रहे हैं and the new upcoming pandemic of this whole beautiful planet is global warming. ये तो हम सबको पता है और जो theme बड़ा smartly choose किया गया and the kids they know what they're talking about. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy especially कि जिस तरह से कुरान और हदीस को इस अर्थ मैटर्स के थीम के साथ इसको सबमर्ज किया गया है और इसकी इंटीग्रेशन के साथ प्रेजेंट किया जा रहा है. दिस वाज माइंड ब्लोइंग फॉर मी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कि वो अहादीस वो कुरान की आयत लेके के जो अल्लाह ताला के अहकामात हैं और फिर किस तरह से अल्लाह के अहकामात हमारे इस प्लैनेट को बचा सकते हैं. सो अमेजिंग स्टफ माशाल्लाह एंड द किड्स दे नो व्हाट दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ऐसा नहीं है कि बस ये वो बोल रहे हैं. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं देख रहा हूँ कि बच्चे खुद पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. वेरी पैशनेट अबाउट दिस प्रोजेक्ट. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह एक मुसलमान भी ऐसा ही होता है कि जो सिर्फ अपना नहीं अपने घर का नहीं बल्कि पूरी दुनिया का पूरी कायनात का सोचता है और जिसने एक जान बचाई उसने पूरी इंसानियत की जान बचाई. सो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट दिस प्रोजेक्ट माशाल्लाह. मे अल्लाह ब्लेस AlHuda इंटरनेशनल स्कूल एंड मे अल्लाह ब्लेस दिस किड्स माशाल्लाह. बहुत अच्छा लगा यहाँ पे सब देख के. बारकल्लाहु फीकुम. अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to AlHuda International Islamic Exhibition 2022. It's my pleasure to present to you our project of tunnel farming. It is narrated by Anas bin Malik radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما من مسلم يغرس غرسا أو يزرع زرعا فيأكل منه طيرا أو إنسان أو بهيمة إلا كان له بصدقة. That Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is none amongst the Muslims who plants a tree or sows a seed and then a bird or a person or an animal eats from it but is regarded as a charitable gift for him.
Tunnel farming grows vegetables that are very nutritious and creates large yields beneath protective plastic tunnels, as you can see over there.
It is used to extend the season of harvest for certain crops by protecting them during cold weather and drought periods, sometimes running multiple cropping of same field over one season.
Factors for successful tunnel farming includes proper soil analysis, use of high quality hybrid seeds, cost efficiency through better management, timely control pests and diseases.
There are three types of tunnel farming. I will be introducing low tunnel farming. Often vegetable cultivation is recommended with the use of low tunnel farming techniques in Pakistan. It is the cheapest among the available options and quite similar to conventional farming methods. These tunnels are suitable for heavy individual fruit-bearing crops such as melons, watermelons, pumpkins, round gourds, squashes, etc. This is very effective and commonly used method among the farmers.
High tunnel farming. Off-season vegetables such as tomatoes, chilies, hot pepper, sweet pepper, cucumber, brinjal, rich gourd and bitter gourd can be cultivated using high tunnel technology. The estimated yield potential of the farm varies according to the selected types of vegetables.
People also ask, is tunnel farming profitable? Tunnel farming is profitable because crops such as lettuces and tomatoes, which typically have a short shelf life, can be produced locally for consumers instead of having it transported from long distances.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I, Huda Naveed, welcome you all at our research lab. Today, me and my classmates will elaborate you about epidemic, pandemic, and endemic. An epidemic is the term used to describe a situation where a disease spread rapidly to a large number of people in a given population over a short time period.
Yellow fever, smallpox, measles, and polio are the prime examples of epidemic vaccines against. Most of the diseases have been developed. One must get vaccinated because vaccination protects us. Once an epidemic becomes global and affects a large percentage of the population, it becomes a pandemic. Each day it shows many more cases than the previous day.
In 1918, Spanish flu or influenza pandemic spread to the end of World War I. Recently, COVID-19 is the best example of pandemic.
Endemic is used to describe a disease that is present at a constant level within a society or country. Each country may have a disease that is unique. For example, Caribbean dengue, African sleeping sickness, sickness, etc.
There are several measures that have proven effective to control such diseases. Control movement across the borders of the countries.
Two types of endemic diseases. First, horror endemic diseases. Second, hyper-endemic diseases. Horror endemic diseases. This kind of endemic diseases affects the children mostly. Malaria is a type of endemic diseases. Hyper-endemic diseases. These types of endemic diseases are constantly present at a high rate and are found among all age groups equally.
There are several measures that have proven effective to control such diseases. Control movement across the borders of the countries. Identify the cases. Keeping track of infected individuals' movement. Quarantine, isolation, use of appropriate equipment.
Prophet ﷺ has also guided us to ensure the necessary safety precautions and to adapt the daily habits of cleanliness. Prophet ﷺ has recommended to isolate those infected with contagious diseases from the healthy and take good care of them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared in the Holy Quran, and we send down the Quran that which is healing and mercy for the believers, but it does not increase wrongdoers except in loss. Jazakallahu khairan kaseera. Allahu khairan kaseera.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the track where the future belongs. We welcome you to our project of the solar cars. Solar cars are actually electric cars that convert sun's energy into electricity. Do you wonder how they do it? They use photovoltaic cells. Photovoltaic cells are the components in the solar panels. They are made up of semiconductors, usually silicon, so that they can absorb more light.
Now I will tell you the assembly of solar car. Here's how to do a small solar car project at home. First attach 4 wheels to the axle, then attach the wheels to the chassis. Then attach the motor to the top of the chassis. The next step is to connect a solar panel to the top of the car utilizing glue so that it does not fall. Then connect the solar panel to the DC motor using solder. Note that the solar panel must be kept in an oblique position. Then take the solar car to a sunny place so that it can absorb the sunlight.
I will show you the working of the solar car. When the solar car project is ready, take it to a place where there is a lot of sunlight. Make sure the solar panel is exposed to the sun. After absorbing sunlight, the car will start to run.
Let me tell you some advantages of solar car. Solar car have some key advantages. Their panels work silently so they don't add up to the noise pollution already on road. They don't create greenhouse gases as gasoline engine does. And most importantly, solar energy is free, widely available and grants the solar car driver independence from foreign oil.
Although there are many advantages of solar car, but unfortunately there are some disadvantages too, like high initial costs, weather dependent,
And the solar panels or the photovoltaic cells can only convert 20 to 30% of electricity of sunlight into electricity, depending upon the material that has been used. But scientists are still working to improve the efficiency of solar panels.
I will tell you about some fun facts of solar car. One solar car was made from pineapples. A solar car weighs 6 times less than a normal car. The battery of this car is rechargeable through an external source of energy. And the maintenance of this car is very low. In Surah Al-Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised Zulkarnain for using the human and worldly resources he had. So we should harvest the main source of energy, solar energy on the planet, to avoid energy crisis and emissions to the atmosphere. Reference to Quran. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Summa atba sababa. Then he followed another course. He used the resources he had. Hope you like our project of solar car. If you have any question, you can ask from us. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Do you know what glaciers are? Let me tell you. It is a thick mass of ice that covers a large area of land. Around 10% of the world's land area is covered by glaciers. Glaciers are also a source of fresh water.
Glaciers are massive bodies of flowing ice that are found in cold regions where snow does not melt. It just piles up and crushes the snow.
Due to global warming, glaciers are melting rapidly. Glacier ice melts and form glacier lakes. Outburst of these lakes causes disastrous floods downstream and a huge.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به ثمرات مختلفا ألوانها ومن الجبال جدد بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود.
Do you not see that Allah sends down rain from the sky with which we bring food fruits of different colors? And in the mountains are streaks of varying shades of white, red and black. Disaster cannot be averted, but the continued monitoring can save our valuable life and laughter. Different technologies are used to monitor the glacier to stay safe from disaster. Unmanned aerial vehicle to monitor a small area of glacier. UAVs used. UAV is a remote control operating system. Pictures and videos are taken by UAV to observe the glacier.
Ground monitoring. Different sensors are used to monitor glacier.
This is a satellite to observe bigger area. Glacier satellites are used. They capture images of glaciers, data and pictures taken from these technologies help us in observing changes in glaciers on daily, monthly and yearly basis. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Solar Snack Corner. In this year of AIEx, you must be thinking what grade 7F has done and what they have invented. Well, we have made a type of solar oven. You must be thinking what a solar oven is and what it is made out of. Well, it is made out of wood, cotton buds, aluminium foil and types of sheets of paper.
It is believed that the sun converts 4 million tons of power into heat every second. Why not use such energy to conserve the planet? The solar cookers are efficient and sustainable as they save money, fuel, gas, electricity and do not burn food due to its slow heating. It is also easy to transport because of its portability.
In this activity, we built a simple box-type solar oven that should have been able to cook a snack in sunny, warm conditions. A solar cooker needs sunlight as a fuel. A solar cooker needs an outdoor spot that is protected from strong winds.
Solar cooking at high temperatures like in a vacuum tube is used for several purposes, such as grilling meat, stir-frying vegetables, heating water, baking bread and much more. These solar cookers can heat food and prepare meals within an hour.
A solar oven catches sunlight by using a reflector and reflects light onto this aluminum foil, which then hits the bowl and heats up the soup. Jazakallah khair.
So what happens is this pizza one will cause it so that when the sun hits this, it starts to reflect onto this, and once it reflects onto this, the plastic will trap the heat, and then it will start to melt anything you want, for example. And then for this one, you've used a car windshield. You use car windshield. So what happens is when the sun hits
one side, will reflect to the other side, and then reflect to this side, causing the chocolate to melt.
وأودائها والرواسي الكبار والله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفء المطار مع الله مع الله مع الله مع الله سامع صوت الدبيب من النمل أنا وأيان ما مع الله والنحل يحسو الرحيق ويحمي جناه بوخز الإبار في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر
मैं आ रही थी तो मेरे जहन में यही था कि AlHuda बस नाम ही सुना था। मैं इतने अरसे से आई फील सॉरी कि बीइंग इन पॉलिटिक्स और सेनेट में और सारे रह के मैं कभी इधर नहीं आई थी इस साइड पे। लेकिन आज जो मैं आई हूँ और जो मैंने बच्चों को देखा, जो इन्होंने जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे एग्जिबिट किया, बल्कि उन्होंने जिस तरीके से बात की, जिस तरीके कॉन्फिडेंटली बात की, इस जो इस्लामिक और जो जदीद साइंस का जो टच दिया हुआ है वो वाकई बहुत इम्प्रेसिव है। और ये मैं ये नहीं कह रही हूँ कि वो जैसे आप टीवी के सामने खड़े होकर बात कर रहे होते, आई एम सीरियसली वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड। और खुशी मुझे ये हो रही है कि हम जो इतने बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर रहे होते हैं ना कि हम इंटरनेशनली जा रहे होते हैं, तो अक्सर स्कूल्स और इधर जाके आपको सिर्फ अंग्रेजियाँ सुनने को मिल रही होती हैं। यहाँ पे आपको आपका कल्चर मिल रहा है, आपको मज़हब का भी यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से वो बात कर रहे हैं, किस तरीके से उन्होंने प्रेजेंट किया हुआ है अपने आप को, वो प्रेजेंट किया हुआ है। तो ये खुशी हो रही है कि वाकई पाकिस्तान में एक जनरेशन यहाँ जो पढ़ रही है वो बाकी हमारा मुस्तकबिल जो है तो वो रोशन नज़र आ रहा है इन सब को देख के। तो मेरा तो यहाँ आके दिल खुश हुआ है इन बच्चों को देख के। और अफसोस ये हो रहा है कि मेरे बच्चे पढ़े हैं कि मेरे बच्चों ने इधर से क्यों नहीं पढ़ा, उन्होंने यहाँ से क्यों नहीं पढ़ा। और जो इन्होंने अर्थ जो बताया हुआ है मेजर्स, मैं खुद क्लाइमेट चेंज की बहुत बड़ी सपोर्टर रही हूँ और सेनेट की स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की चेयरपर्सन रही हूँ, तो मुझे पता है कि ये चीज़ें कितनी ज़रूरी हैं और इन लोगों ने कितने अच्छे तरीके से उनको सिखाया है। तो आई मस्ट प्रेज द टीचर एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑल्सो।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Sir, ma'am, do you like to see the greenery around you? Do you like to inhale fresh air? Obviously, yes. I am a tree. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me with the powers to make your life better and healthier. If a tree is powered, imagine how much a whole forest can do. I don't take vacation. I don't get a day off. I keep on performing my duties 24/7. However, unfortunately, humans are after me for their commercial and residential wants. Think again. I give you fresh air, yummy fruits, cool you down in a hot summer day. Can you imagine the world without me? If not, it's not too late. Step ahead and plant a tree. Take care and bye.
Assalamu alaikum. Have you ever been to space? You know, I'm a jellyfish and my first ever trip to space was in 1990. Actually, scientists wanted to test whether I adapt the zero gravity environment or not. I'm an extremely unique creature and rather weird looking too, because I don't have a brain, heart, bones and eyes. See how flexible I am, alhamdulillah. But I am as scared as my life is in danger. You know, my tentacles get tangled and injured due to debris and trash that you discard in water, and I am getting hurt and suffocated. Do you want to help me? Do not prefer plastic material for your daily use of things, because not all kinds of plastic can be recycled, and it ends up going to the ocean and it kills me too. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you feeling tired or thirsty? Do you need me? I can quench your thirst. Do you know who I am? I'm a drop of water, soul of your life, a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can you imagine your life without me, without water? You cannot, obviously. Survival without me is not at all possible for anyone. You can survive without food for some days, but cannot survive without water. As we all know that 97% of Earth's water is in the form of glaciers and polar ice caps, and only 2% is fresh ocean water, and only 1% is available to drink. Yes, you heard me right. There is only 1% available to drink. Save me for yourself and the future generations ahead. Every single drop counts.
अस्सलामु अलैकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। हमारी इस इस्लामिक साइंस एग्ज़िबिशन का बुनियादी मकसद ये है कि अल्लाह ताला ने जो हमें खलीफतुल अर्द बनाया है, इस ज़मीन की हिफाजत के लिए भेजा है, और इसके जो रिसोर्सेज हैं, वसाइल हैं, उसको हम बेहतरीन तरीके से इस्तेमाल करें। लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे हाथों ये बहुत ज़्यादा पोल्यूट हो चुकी है ऑलरेडी। तो हमारे जो बच्चे हैं उन्होंने प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए हैं, उस पर सर्च किया, स्टडी किया, और लोगों को ये अवेयरनेस देना चाह रहे हैं इन प्रोजेक्ट्स के ज़रिए कि हम इस ज़मीन के वसाइल को कैसे सेव रख सकते हैं, कैसे रिसाइकल कर सकते हैं, ताकि आइंदा आने वाली जो हमारी नस्लें हैं उनको एक बेहतरीन माहौल फराहम कर सकें और दुनिया और आखिरत की कामयाबी हासिल कर सकें। जज़ाकुमुल्लाह।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। जैसे कि आप जानते हैं, AIEx स्टैंड्स फॉर AlHuda Islamic Exhibition। इस एग्ज़िबिशन का मकसद है इस साल अर्थ को सेव करना। जैसे कि आप जानते हैं, अर्थ पे बहुत से मसाइल हैं, जैसे ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, ओवर पॉपुलेशन, पोल्यूशन। मेरे प्रोजेक्ट का नाम है इस साल हाइड्रोपोनिक्स। हाइड्रोपोनिक्स एक वे है जिसे हम सॉइल के बगैर हम लोग प्लांट्स ग्रो करते हैं। इसमें हम लोग पानी यूज़ करते हैं और बहुत सारी चीज़ें और भी यूज़ करते हैं। इसका फ़ायदा ये होता है कि हम लोग थोड़ी सी जगह में ज़्यादा से ओवरलैपिंग प्लांट्स बना सकते हैं, और सॉइल्स में कीड़े भी होते हैं, तो इधर वो भी कम हो जाता है।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। एंड AIEx स्टैंड फॉर AlHuda International Exhibition, और ये 6th टाइम हो रहा है, और हमारे प्रोजेक्ट का नाम कंपोस्ट टम्बलर है। कंपोस्ट टम्बलर का मतलब ये है कि हमें गार्बेज को वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए। सारा गार्बेज नहीं होता, और हमें इस दुनिया में बहुत से मसाइल हैं, और हमने बस ये बताना है कि हमने दुनिया को क्लीन और मसाइल से पाक करना है। और AlHuda के सारे क्लासेस को अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट मिले हैं, और सारे स्टूडेंट्स अपने प्रोजेक्ट को बता रहे हैं।
مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحبك الغيوم وضوء القمر، مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحبك الغيوم وضوء القمر، مع الله عند هزيم ودفء المطر. مع الله مع الله مع الله مع الله في الفلك المستطير وفي الشمس تجري إلى مستقر. مع الله في الأرض في سهلها وأودائها والرواسي الكبار. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفء المطر. مع الله مع الله مع الله مع الله مع الله سامع صوت الدبيب من النمل أنى وأيان ما. مع الله والنحل يحسو الرحيق ويحمي جناه بوخز الإبار. في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفء المطر. مع مع الله في وحي قرآنه. مع الله في آيه وسور. مع الله في قصص الأولين وفي قصص الأولين العبر. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطر. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطر. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطر.
Welcome to the track where the wheels to the chassis. Then attach the motor to the top of the chassis. The next step is to connect a solar panel to the top of the car utilizing glue so that it does not fall. Then connect the solar panel to the DC motor using solder. Note that the solar panel must be kept in an oblique position. Then take the solar car to a sunny place so that it can absorb the sun.
What do you want to be? You want to be an automobile engineer?
ولمع البروق ودفء المطار
बहुत खूबसूरत और बहुत दिल रेब था बच्चों की दिलचस्पी देख के बड़ी खुशी हुई जाहिर है इस वक्त तवज्जो ही तालीम पर देना चाहिए इन बच्चे जिस खुशी से जिस दिलचस्पी से काम कर रहा था मैं उसे अप्रिशिएट करता हूँ और अभी इनके उन्होंने बात किया तो अब ये इंशाल्लाह गिलगित बल्तिस्तान का भी ये लोग रुख करेंगे अब मैंने वहाँ वो बच्चों से जब ग्लेशियर का तो मैंने उनको यही कहा था आप लोग आके पहले ग्लेशियर को देखे इन्होंने किसी ने ग्लेशियर को नहीं देखा ना क्योंकि हमारा इलाका ग्लेशियर से भरा हुआ है तो मैंने इनको दावत भी दिया फिर इन्होंने कहा कि हम गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में भी इसका ब्रांच खोलें तो हम ताउन करेंगे इंशाल्लाह अच्छी बात है और मुझे खुशी होगी जब आप लोग अलहुदा वाले गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में कदम रखेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह हमारे वहाँ भी बच्चे इनके मुंतज़िर रहेंगे उनको और कोई रास्ता है नहीं हमारे पास हमारे वहाँ यूनिवर्सिटी है 2 यूनिवर्सिटी है और आप लोग भी आएगा तो और भी होगा और अभी इन बच्चों के लोगों को देख के बहुत खुशी हुई तो
क्या पैगाम देना चाहते हैं
मैं इनको क्या पैगाम दे इन्होंने हमें पैगाम दिया है तो हम नोट करके जा रहे हैं ठीक है
مع الله سامع صوت الدبيب من النمل أنا وأيان ما مع الله والنحل يحسو الرحيق ويحمي جناه بوخز الإباء.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm the sun, the power plant in the sky, and a bathed earth in ample energy for all the world's power needs. You know, every 24 hours, enough sunlight touches the earth to provide the whole planet for 24 years. Yeah, you won't believe the fact that how much energy I produce in a day. It's a total of 173,000 trillion watts of solar energy strikes the earth continuously. Make the future bright with solar power. Be ready to energize life with solar power. Bring the power of the sun to your service. Jazakallah khair.
I am the solar panel catching all the sun rays and converting them into heat and electricity. You know, I am actually a collection of solar photovoltaic cells, which can be used to generate photovoltaic effects. You must have seen me around you on the rooftops of commercial and residential places, and on the poles of streetlights and on the poles of traffic signals and streetlights. It helps reduce your electricity bill and saves us choice and abundance. Despite the fact that it's a burn in your pocket, but it's a one-time expense and you'll be receiving the benefits for the rest of your life. The sun is a renewable source of energy and it will never run out as long as it's there in the sky.
Assalamu alaikum. Do you know me? Who am I? I am your home and the best gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you. Do you know what is happening to me? I'm getting weaker and weaker day by day. I'm dying. I cannot breathe due to pollution and deforestation. I'm losing all my beauty and resources. But you can save me by planting more trees, saving water and using the resources wisely. I am your only home in the whole universe. Nurture the nature to save me. Save the earth and save your future. Jazakallah khair. Welcome to our I am a father and I don't love food. I work so hard to I get to secondary to food plantation to perform all the agriculture that will affect growth and development in a plant. I am a seedling, I am a plant growth protein. I take 2 to 3 weeks to germinate. I need water, air, and sunlight to grow. I then I am rice, I give carbohydrates. People make rice and biryani with me. I am a cotton and wood and fluffy agriculture. I used to make clothes, cotton buds, silk and thread. Please don't cut the tree. It's my happy day. I am a largest selling bird. I use my wheel like chisel to chip wood away to make my home in the jungle trees. If you will cut down the tree, where would I live? Good job. Yes, Salat. I am a giant panda. Love them. Not only I eat them, have them grow as well. But till I eat, you will cut them. Good job. Zaria? I am cold. I love being cold. I'm a tree. That's why mom stopped me.
Yes, start. Just tell me your name. Which animal you are? Okay, Huda, I show you say.
Different species of animals with a purpose. Animals disturb their natural habitat. We are disturbing the ecosystem of our earth. Good job. Organic and chemical farming. There are no ways to fertilizer, nitrogen, organic fertilizers, and non-organic sources. Factories.
Also, do you use green? My mom.
The organic farming natural fertilizer are used to grow plants. The side effects of pests can be controlled by the organic farming. It does not cause any pollution. Assalamualaikum. In chemical farming, personal fertilizer are used to grow plants, which have so many side effects.
With the help of
provides a body of water where you need it, prevents fertilization, helps relax breathing, saves
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to AlHuda International Islamic Exhibition 2022. I want to share a verse from Quran. وهو الذي أنشأ جنات معروشات وغير معروشات والنخل والزرع مختلفا أكله والزيتون والرمان متشابها وغير متشابه كلوا من ثمره إذا أثمر وآتوا حقه يوم حصاده ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. Translation: And he it is who causes gardens to grow, to lies and unto lies, and palm trees and crops of different kinds of food, and olives and pomegranates, similar and dissimilar. Eat of each of its fruit when it yields, and give its due, which means zakah, on the day of its harvest, and be not excessive.
Gardening companies are mild or well-documented in comparison. This has to do with the fact that quite a bit of gardening is done outdoors. Exposure to sunlight increases our vitamin D and it is good for our teeth, bones and muscles. And same of muscles, gardening is a different form of learned that exercise and high practice real estate, huge pots and real beds of soil around. Gardening is a great way to be sustainable and increase our environmental impact. Gardening is a healthy and fun activity where you can develop new skills and learn about science and nature. It happens to be a great hobby even if you don't have robust flower beds and vast garden. You can still find ways to garden indoors and on a smaller scale. This is a versatile hobby as well as a healthy one.
It's easy to start kitchen gardening. Let me brief this to you in steps. Decide on the location, determine the size of the garden and its layout. Assess the sunlight, choose your pots, prepare the area. Carefully choose what to grow. Get the right soil, prepare and care for soil properly. Get seeds and saplings, plant them properly. Plan the arrangement of your plants and hardship elements. Watch your fruit grow. Harvest your kitchen garden as vegetables mature. Enjoy your kitchen garden and keep learning. It will be fresh, healthy and nutritious, free of chemicals and health friendly too, as you know what has been put on them. Did you know that gardening is a natural stress reliever? Cherry on the top, it's easy and cheap hobby.
To get the most out of your garden, you should start making plans early in the year and should follow proper steps during the gardening season, so that you will have an abundant supply of high quality vegetables at harvest and throughout the year. Did you know you don't need to be a dedicated composter to reap similar benefits? Call it cheating, but applying used coffee grounds, eggshells, chopped up banana peels and other organic matter directly to soil, no composting required, can offer plants nutrients as they decompose. For already growing beds, scatter and bury the items within the first few inches of soil.
Do you know that a little baking soda can help you grow sweet tobacco? Add a regular sipping of this kitchen staple into your plant soil that helps reduce acidity and sweetens up your crop. Carrots are sweeter in winters, add sugar as an anti-trees and can lower the sugar point of water. Carrots increases their sugar content to defend against the cold weather.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to tell you a hadith from Sayyid Bukhari. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما من مسلم يغرس غرسا أو يزرع زرعا فيأكل منه طير أو إنسان أو بهيمة إلا كان له به صدقة. Translation: Narrated Anas bin Malik. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, there is none amongst the Muslims who plants a tree or sows seeds and then a bird or a person or an animal eats from it, but it's regarded as a charitable gift for him. I hope you enjoyed and hopefully you will start growing your own kitchen garden. If you are interested in doing your own kitchen garden, you can buy these pots from our stalls.
You are welcome to construction of railway lines, the loss of fertile land or cultivation. It leads to the diversion of river water, which can cause floods as well. If you experience heavy rainfall in your area, you could look to temporarily minimize a landslide by deploying sandbags or plastic sheeting and tarps.
Landslide can quickly and easily happen in slope areas. One of the quickest and easiest ways to prevent this is by planting vegetations. The presence of plants on your slopes will lead to the excess water being absorbed, lessening the chance of a landslide.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our organic Da'wah. Our Da'wah is an outdoor restaurant concept. We source the raw materials from our organic farm. No chemicals, no hormones, This is our kitchen. We cook in wooden and clay pots. Old school utensils are noted to hold therapeutic benefits, whether you use them for cooking or for eat your meals. One small study confirmed that the iron content of some food improves when they cook in iron pots. The crockery and furniture is biodegradable. This means it can be broken down naturally and returned to nature without having a harmful impact on the environment. It is more important than ever to make a conscious effort to use biodegradable materials to make sure that we are doing our bit to save the planet. The fruits and vegetables are sourced from our dairy farm, hearty and fresh. We use chemical-free fertilizers and utilize rainwater for irrigation. Our headquarters are in reality. We grow vegetables, thyme, have a look at our animal farm. We make sure we serve your premium quality meat and milk, free of any chemicals. Our fuel is ethanol based and we make use of the select for electricity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to see the year when I do. That is Surah Al-Baqarah, which is around 168. With us, you can help us we are benefiting ourselves as well as our environment. Jazakallahu khair. Aisha, have you ever heard of a garden cultivate? Just like an actual footprint, garden footprint is a mark to leave upon environment, not reducing, but with every action that moves forward. The more fuel you use, the bigger the footprint will be. In the process of extracting the oil and cleaning it. Environmental conservation is a relative duty as well as social obligation and not an optional method. The exploitation of a natural resource is directly related to Exactly as a Muslim, we have obligation to act wisely. Do you want to play your role in reducing these CO2 emissions at a personal level? First, we have to calculate how much are we contributing in greenhouse gases emissions. Do you know that use of cars can save about 2.4 tons of carbon annually? ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. السلام عليكم. Thanks for coming to AIEx. Parents should come out of the community. Notice that Allah has created. Research that you also have created extinct which plant have second title. You'll be amazed to know the advantages of indoor plants.
There are several advantages of aloe vera plant. It contains helpful plant compound. It has antioxidant and antibacterial properties. It speeds up the process of wound healing and it reduces dental plaque. It helps treat diseases like canker sores. Do you know what canker is? Canker sores, also called diphthosores, are small shallow lesions that develop on the soft tissues in your mouth or at the base of your gum. It reduces constipation and it also improves skin and prevents wrinkles. Aloe vera are succulents, so they store water in their leaves. It is important not to overwater them. Make sure you water the top few centimeters of compost to dry out between watering.
There are almost 7 types of plants. Many household plants are strategically placed for decoration. But did you know that some of these plants also have health benefits? The snake plant is one of those plants known for both looking good and improving air quality. In addition to provide a bit of ambience, snake plants have a number of health benefits, including it filters indoor air, removes toxic pollutants, may help boost mental health. It is easier to take care of and effective against allergies.
Snake plants don't need much water, just water whenever the soil is dry. Make sure you let the water drain away quickly. Don't let the plant sit in water. As this may cause the roots to grow. Snake plants need very little water in winter. These indoor plants are very easy to find in Pakistan. And they are very low light condition. Just started seeing them. And as a beginner, they are easy to take care of. And also it's the most popular house plant and beauty and nature. Chinese everything is not their father. Which means that place that belongs anywhere in your house.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Islamabad. I am from An eco-friendly house is a house that respects the environment, is made from non-toxic materials, is energy efficient, both in its construction and use. We will be guiding you about rooftop gardening, roof installation.
Green roofs are a terrific idea to reduce heat inside roofs. Green vegetation on a roof is aesthetically appealing and absorbs stormwater runoff.
Rooftop garden assists in reducing and filtering polluted air. Europe provide good insulation, keeping the building cool in the summer and warm in the winter. This reduces faculty of heating and cooling costs.
Insulation helps to keep the desired temperature in the building. It acts as a barrier to heat loss and heat. Home insulation is essential for anyone who wants to keep their energy costs down and protect their planet. If you want to limit your carbon footprint, you have to think about building eco-friendly homes. These materials are primarily made of recycled material. In comparison, materials like fiberglass may only contain up to 30% recycled material. Ventilation. The flow of renewable water is important in this project. And to avoid humidity and dampness with the hole, it is advisable to install a controlled mechanical ventilation system to avoid submersion. Isn't it interesting to know that people living in eco-homes are much healthier than living in houses that use fewer chemicals and the constructional progressive reduces asthma and respiratory disorders. Choice of flooring like wood and red oxide is not only eco-friendly but also
Allah surely everyone of you is a guardian and is responsible for its organization. The Imam, ruler of the people, is a guardian and is responsible for its subject. The man is a guardian of the family and is responsible for its
I will bring this house soon.
The woman is a guardian of her husband home and the children is responsible for it.
I want to get this.
And the slave of the man is a guardian of her master for the guardian and responsible
Those are also passive solar structures.
This means that they utilize as much energy and heat from the sun possible without using electrical mechanisms. This is typically done by building the south-facing wall completely of glass, letting in as much light and heat from the sun possible.
Solar panels and wind turbines are installed on around the structure to charge the batteries inside the power module of the home, generating its own electricity. Water is used to the full and collected directly from the surrounding environment. A collection system directs all the water from the roofs into a cistern, where it is fed into a water organization module referred to as a womb. The womb serves to filter and clean the water. After it is suitable for use, the water is first used for washing, bathing, and laundry. This used grey water is then filtered and used again to flush toilets and water plants.
The toilet water then goes to a compressor septic tank, which overflows into an exterior botanical cell filled with exterior landscaping plants. Agricultural water that lands on an earthship roof is used for ducts, so one can survive and even thrive without taking water from the ground or municipal sources.
Now you must be wondering where the idea for chip came from. Chip first came to be in the 1917 during the energy crisis. Architect Mike Renault designed his first chip to create a home that was sustainable, self-sufficient, and accessible for anyone to build from local and renewable materials.
I hope that the project has inspired you to build something. I hope that the project has inspired you to build something out of scrap material and repurpose it to reduce the amount of waste material that are harmful for our environment. Especially as Muslims, we have to utilize the earth responsibly for our benefit, honestly maintain and preserve it. Use it considerately and moderately, and pass it on to future generations in excellent condition. This includes the appreciation of its beauty and handing it over in a way that realizes the goodness of Allah.
Islam calls for the efficient use of nature resources and waste minimization. Allah says in the Quran.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from grade 4G and we welcome you to project display to share some facts about given green grills. What does green grills mean?
Green grills simply mean grilling equipment that is fuel efficient and durable, and those that can be used for renewable energy such as solar panels. You may also consider electric grills or natural gas.
Avoid petroleum-based lighted fluids and self-lighting charcoal. These release petrochemicals into the atmosphere. Instead, use solar panel-based gas. Switch to natural gas. You may also use natural gas option in grills, because natural gas is the cleanest fossil fuel and burns much cleaner than coal grills. Clean your grills regularly. The grease and food particles on your grill produce unnecessary smoke.
10x has facts for meat. It will not only make your grilling healthier and reduce flare-ups, but also reduce the release of harmful chemicals from the air. Avoid disposable dishes and utensils for your next cookout. A few minute washing dishes is better than a pile of paper plates and plastic forks in the garden.
Buy fresh meat and vegetables. Try to have your grill without unpacking all that stuff sold in stores.
We all want to have tea, coffee, or juice after grill. We must pack with fresh milk or juices instead of Tetra Pak or soda, so we can make our grill as we grill. While grinding up, make sure to clean the area. Use mineral food as natural fertilizer, so mix it in the soil. Use paper bags instead of plastic bags. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to grade 4. My name is Khadija Rizwan, and today we will show you the model of acid rain, which is one of the consequences of air pollution. Now we will tell you what is acid rain. Acid rain is a form of air pollution when coal and petroleum are burned in automobiles, electric power plants, and factories. They release certain harmful gases into the air. These gases combine with the oxygen and water in the air. Now let's find out what causes acid rain. Power plants that release the majority of sulfur dioxide and much of the nitrogen oxide when they burn fossil fuels, such as coal to produce electricity. Calcium carbonate react with hydrochloric acid to form calcium chloride, carbon dioxide, and water. Acid then reduce paper into brown. Similarly, in acid rain, when nitrogen dioxide react with water to produce nitric acid, acid then reduce paper into brown. In addition, the exhaust from car, buses and trucks releases nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide into the air. These pollutants cause acid rain. Acid rain is where damages all life forms. It can damage. It can pollute living the fish and other organisms that live. Acid rain also damages various kinds of vegetation, including farm, crops, and trees.
The biggest step that they can take to prevent acid rain is to decrease their energy consumption. Close the light when you leave the room and turn off computers and television when you are not watching them. Whenever you are not using any electrical appliance, simply shut it off to conserve energy. Because cars are a major contributor of acid rain pollution, it's important to find an alternate mode of transportation in an effort to decrease our reliance on fossil fuels.
An excellent way to prevent acid rain is to stop using non-renewable fuels and switch over to renewable sources of energy such as solar, wind and water energy. As the technology for all this alternative energy increases, they will become more accessible to the public.
And Allah has sent down rain from the sky and will provide thereby to the earth after its lifelessness. Indeed, it is a sign for people who listen. It's an ayah of the Quran, Parah 16, ayah 65. Allah talks about how He creates land for water and sustains it by streams, rivers, river and oceans that are almost common. Allah here uses the analogy of water and that for Muslims to recognize the value of water, reminding us to provide clean water for all. Our aim is to educate and create awareness of acid rain, its cause, effects, and solutions. Especially as Muslims, we have to utilize the earth responsibly for our benefit, honestly maintain and preserve it, use it considerately, moderately, and pass it on to future generations in an excellent condition. Jazakallah khair for joining us. We are honored to have your presence with us.
My name is Sugatullah and today I will show you how smoke is formed. Take a pre-cooled glass jar. Now burn a paper and put it inside the jar. Smoke will mix with the water droplets inside the jar and will turn into smoke.
Significant amount of smoke which needs warning. Welcome to AIEx 2022. Let me tell you some reasons that why coal is formed. Using coal as a fuel. The use of coal as fuel in heating or power producing plants discharges high concentration of sulfur oxides in the atmosphere. Burning coal also generates a significant amount of smoke which leads to a smoking problem. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ali and I will tell you why smoking is not. The expression for the word of the small occurs in water vapor in the air pollutes small particles in the air, forming small droplets. Thousands of individuals die being
My name is Anna and I will tell you about smoke. The smoke is a visible effect consisting of tiny water droplets or ice suspended in the air near the earth's surface. Smoke is therefore produces visibility. The term was first used in early 1900s to describe the mix of smoke and smoke. Smoke usually came from burning coal.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Anna. I will tell you what smoke is. Coughing will be the mutation of eye test, nose, and throat, breathing difficulty and lung damage. Immediate death because of respiratory intensity disease.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to AIEx 2022, AlHuda International Islamic Exhibition. Our project is about creating eco-friendly paper.
Do you know how Muslims started using?
At the same time, paper spread to Persia, Syria, North Africa, and finally to Spain in the 10th century.
The AIEx learned paper making from Chinese scissors and built the first paper industry in Baghdad in 793 AD. They too kept their secret, and Europeans did not know how to make paper. Until several centuries later, the Egyptians learned paper making from AIEx during the early 10th century.
The production of handmade paper is already in South Asian countries such as India and Nepal. It is extremely different from its strength and durability, and most importantly, it's eco-friendly. The paper is made from natural fiber and does not require the sacrifice of trees and use of chemicals. Today we will show you how to remake the paper from already useful.
So first we're going to divide the paper in small pieces and then we're going to put them in a bowl. We're going to add color like this color so the paper starts with color patterns. And then we're going to blend together to have color. Then we'll take 2 teaspoons of the flour and put it in the water and then mix it. Then we'll dump the seed inside the water so the pulp will come on the top of the seed.
Then we're going to dry it with a sponge. It's your choice if you want to dry it with the heater or the hair dryer. And that's the final product.
Okay, this is our sale point.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to AIEx 2022. Well, you know we get some facts about greenhouse effect. And guess what? I'm so grateful for everything. Do you know what is greenhouse effect?
Let me tell you, some of the infrared radiation from the sun passes through the atmosphere, but most is absorbed and re-emitted in all directions, forming with gas molecules and clouds. This one is the Earth's surface and the low atmosphere.
I am sure you have good knowledge about the temperature. By the way, why does the temperature drop in such areas?
Temperature drop due to vegetation and forest. Temperature near forest areas will be lowest and gradually, if you go further, it will start rising. This is because of greenhouse effect.
How does a greenhouse work? A greenhouse uses glass or plastic sheeting to allow light rays from the sun to enter the structure where they are absorbed by the plants and then it is converted to heat. And without the heat energy is trapped by the glass and the greenhouse stays warm. However, greenhouse gases affecting the atmosphere.
Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere allow some infrared radiation and be reflected back to Earth. This causes greenhouse effect and results in an increase in average mean temperature on Earth.
That's why to enjoy visiting such places is not cool but also a sight to watch. Reduce soothing posture and also help to reduce global warming.
Fun fact, do you know Venus is hotter than Mercury because it has much more thicker atmosphere. The heat the atmosphere traps is called greenhouse effect.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أمن خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل لكم من السماء ماء فأنبتنا به حدائق ذات بهجة ما كان لكم أن تنبتوا شجرها أإله مع الله بل هم قوم يعدلون. More precisely, is it not best to create the heavens and the earth and send down for rain from the sky, causing to grow thereby gardens of joyful beauty which you could not otherwise have grown the trees thereof? Is there a deity with Allah? No. But there are some people who ascribe equals to Him.
I hope you have understood about the greenhouse effect and enjoyed the presentation. Jazakallah for visiting us.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Assalamu alaikum, respected guests. Welcome to AlHuda Islamic Exhibition. Our project for this year is Growth Today is an Investment for Tomorrow. As we know that human resources and gases not only in Pakistan but in the whole world are quite limited. Human beings are wasting them a lot. So our
project is to save electric resources today so it can be benefited from tomorrow. Our project is also of those people who cannot afford heaters in winters to heat up the water. This is for those areas as well where gas facility is not available or the areas which usually get load shedding of gas.
So today we are going to heat up the water using solar energy. For this we need number 1 a solar panel, number 2 a battery of 250 to 300 watts, number 3 an inverter, number 4 electric kettle.
First we need to set the solar panel correctly on a suitable angle based on latitude. After this then we will install a battery and an inverter which will convert the solar energy into electrical energy and store it for rainy days. 1000 watt kettle takes about 3 minutes to boil half a liter of water, which consumes about 50 watt hours of power. Watt hours aren't the same as watts, so don't get confused.
Now comes the battery step. Once charged, it can be used even at night to boil the water and have a hot cup of coffee. We need to attach a plug which will be operated on solar energy turned into electrical energy. Now simply switch it on and your kettle is working on solar energy.
As said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمُ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ دَائِبَيْنِ وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ. And He subjected for you the sun and the moon continuous, and He subjected for you the night and the day. Allah has made everything for us. It is up to us to utilize these things to the best of their use. Jazakallah khairan kaseeran for giving us this
Assalamu Welcome to the world of hydroponics. So what is hydroponics? The word hydroponics comes from the word hydro, meaning water, and bonus, meaning paper. This method of gardening does not use soil. Soil is the technique of growing plants without soil, solution-based in minerals and nutrients.
The sixth thing is to give plants a light, air, water, and all the space. Hydroponic growing is done in many large doses. These plants will get out of the garden per day. This is important activity and the
Let me tell you about the history of hydroponics. The earliest example of hydroponics goes back to the hanging gardens of Babylon and the floating gardens of Aztecs in China. These techniques date back thousands of years ago. However, modern technology has enabled us to grow plants faster, stronger, and healthier. Plants that are grown using hydroponics do not need to form extensive root systems as they can develop several fibrous roots and can catch food and water very well. They can dedicate more energy to their foliage, flowers, and fruits. Did you know that yields of crops that are grown using hydroponics are 75% larger than the ones grown in soil?
Now let me tell you about a few major benefits of hydroponics. Number 1, water preservation. In conventional irrigation system, hardly 10% or even less water is utilized by the plants. The rest evaporates or drains away. When this happens, the plants loses nutrients because the water drains them. This produces contamination and more fertilizer is required. When you use a hydroponic system, there are no losses to drainage, and hydroponics utilizes as small as one tenth of the water that you usually develop crop would need. Number 2, natural conservation. Many characteristics of traditional organic do not apply to hydroponics. For example, preserving soil fertility, arrangement, and controlling weeds with an authorized method. Hydroponics farmers do not sustain the soil. They do not control weed because there is no soil.
Number 3, nutrient preservation. The plants are growing into soil. The nutrients that have not yet been utilized by the plants finish up in the groundwater and pollute it heavily. Number 4, maintenance. Hydroponics is the best sustainable answer for the cultivators which are soil and plant circumstances. Growing of crops and food with the help of hydroponics is more maintenance than depending on other organic products. Number 5, no weeding required. Now I will tell you what Quran is about.
Now you must be wondering how to build a hydroponic garden. Building a hydroponic garden is not as complicated as many people believe. Along with great benefits of having a hydroponic garden in your home, it will also help you save money on groceries. Wherever you live, like in a big city or a farm, anyone can use this method of farming because it does not need soil and can be done indoors. Now here are some instructions. Now the first thing you have to do before starting your own hydroponic garden is to decide which plant or vegetable you want to produce and the amount of every plant you want to produce. For the first, calculate the size of the area you will use. Uniform mark 4-inch holes from 4-inch pots to be placed in them. Calculate for the first 3 to 4 weeks and in one climate, straight to the cesspool if used under these conditions. Plant your cesspit or pot seedlings by taking the seedlings out of the pot and washing away most of the dirt from the nursery.
Place the new seedlings in the green medium, fill it fertilized with clear water and let it turn into the hydroponic solution. Carefully control the temperature levels of seedlings. Check daily by adding fresh water. Watch your plant grow for about 12 to 18 weeks. Help them by keeping extra away and watching for root rot, where roots will sign very dry and die. Harvest when needed. Just then turn a system after harvesting. And realize that the parasite to break the water and wood. Make sure you have plenty of time and energy.
Now I will share with you 6 separate types of hydroponic systems which you can use as you do the following. Number 1. Wig system. With the majority of wig systems, the plants are placed directly within an absorbent substance like perlite or vermiculite. Nylon wigs are positioned around the plant before being set straight down into the nutrient solution. Number 2. Water culture system. This is another highly simplistic type of hydroponic system which you can use in which the roots of the plants are placed directly into the nutrient solution. Number 3. Ebb and flow. With this type of system shown here, the plants are positioned in a spacious grow bed which is packed with a growing medium like perlite or rock wool. Once the plants are carefully planted, the grow bed will be flooded with nutrient-rich solution until the water level reaches the top, until the water reaches a few inches below the top layer of the growing medium, which ensures that the solution doesn't overflow.
Number 4, drip system. The nutrient solution that's used for the drip system is pumped into a tube that sends the solution straight to the plant base. At the end of each tube is a drip system that controls how much solution is placed into each plant. You can adjust the flow to meet the needs of each individual plant. Number 5, NFT, nutrient film technique. When used in this type of system, the nutrient solution is placed into a large reservoir. From here, the solution is pumped into slope channels that allow excess nutrients to flow back into the reservoir. When the nutrient solution is pumped into these channels, the nutrient solution goes down the slope and over the roots of each plant. Number 6, aeroponics. With this type of system, the plants you wish to grow will be suspended in the air. A couple of mist nozzles will be placed below. These mist nozzles will spray nutrient solution onto the roots of each plant, providing the right amount of nutrients. Allah has produced so many things for us in this earth. Like it is said in the Quran, and have they not looked at the earth, how much we have produced therein from every noble kind? So at the end we can say hydroponics is an effective, efficient, and practical way to grow plants without using soil. So what are you waiting to plant your own hydroponic garden today?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to AlHuda International Islamic Exhibition 2022. Our project is based on the comparison between a normal and healthy lung and with lungs affected by pollution. As we know, we have 2 lungs, each located on each side of our chest. They are one of the major organs of the respiratory system. The function of respiratory system is to inhale oxygen and exhale waste gases. Air enters into our mouth and nose. Then the air passes through trachea into left and right bronchi. From bronchi it touches air sacs called alveoli through bronchioles. Oxygen moves across the walls of alveoli and is picked by the hemoglobin in blood and carried to the rest of the body.
On the other hand, carbon dioxide passes from the blood to the alveoli through the same passage of bronchi and trachea, blown out of the body.
Air pollution is caused when solid, liquid particles and certain gases end up in our air.
It can be by the dust of unpaved roads, constructed sites, vehicle exhaust, power plant, burning of fossil fuels, wood, and secret smoke.
Smallest particles, microbes, and prolonged exposure to poisonous materials and fuels can cause swelling, inflammation, and permanent breakdown of lung tissue, alveoli and bronchi resulting asthma, pneumonia, cancer, and other diseases.
Clean air is important to all of us. Improving our air quality will bring health, invest in energy, efficient power generation, improve domestic industry, and renewable waste management to make greener, more compact cities with energy efficient buildings.
We should also reduce agricultural waste, forest fires, and certain agroforestry activities. Universal access to clean and affordable fuels and technologies should be provided for cooking, heating, and lighting. Cycle-friendly network needs to be introduced. Allah says in the Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadar. Verily, all things we have created in proportion and measure. Allah has created this world with intricacy, making it completely perfect. This serves as a timely reminder to those who are changing the perfect world created by Allah through their activities. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum. We welcome you all to AIEx 2020. It is a great honor for grade 5 C to illustrate our project of water cycle. This is a water cycle. Water cycle is a process which is actually a continuous movement of water on, above, and below the surface of earth. It is the process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation.
The first process of water cycle is evaporation. Evaporation is a process that changes liquid water to gas, water vapors. Due to the heat, water moves from the surface of the earth to the atmosphere.
Now, I'm going to tell you about the condensation. Let me tell you how the evaporation works. Actually, the process of condensation is now. Condensation happens when water collects water from water. Condensation is the opposite of the evaporation. When we turn on our furnace, we lower the temperature. Vapors inside the car condense and bubbles form into the glass. Let's talk about it. Scientifically, we use the term precipitation. Precipitation is the result of water flowing from the atmosphere. Precipitation is rain, snow, sleet, or hail.
Now let me tell you about land erosion. This is land eroded model. Land erosion happens when material on the land surface is dislodged and moved. Soil erosion is the stripping of the upper layer of the soil. This reason of land erosion can be mainly like heavy rainfall, heavy winds, grazing, etc. To decrease the effect of land erosion, we should plant vegetation there. You see, planting trees is very important for our environment and us.
Now I will tell you more about water cycle. Do you know water cycle is also known as the hydrologic cycle, which is a continuous movement of water. We should take care of our resources and use them wisely. If we will not take care or save water, it will eventually cause flooding. Now I am telling you few fun facts of water cycle. 97% of world water is salty and is undrinkable. 2% is in the form of ice caps and glaciers. Only 1% is fresh water for our needs. A person can live about a month without food, but only a week without water. Now I will tell you what Quran says about water cycle. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأنزلنا من السماء ماء بقدر فأسكناه في الأرض وإنا لذهاب به لقادرون. And we send down water from the sky according to due measure, and we cause it to soak in the soil, and we certainly are able to drain it off with it. So water cycle is an extremely important process because it enables the availability of water for all living organisms and regulates water patterns on planet Earth. The water is a blessing that needs to be utilized carefully and wisely. Jazakallah.
Welcome to our Vintage Villa. Our project name is
waste twice. We are here to share a wonderful idea regarding how we can manage our waste. One, we can manage our waste either by upcycling or recycling different old things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is in Quran, verse Allah, verse 31. يا بني آدم خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد وكلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. All children of Adam, wear your beautiful umbrellas every time near the place of prayer. Eat and drink, but waste not by excess, for Allah loves not the mistakes.
As you can see, our project is based on recycling and upcycling. Recycling is the process of collecting, spreading, converting waste materials into new materials and objects, whereas upcycling is referred as creative recycling. It is an activity of taking an item that would otherwise be waste and improving some way make it useful again.
You must be thinking, what should we recycle? It takes too much effort and energy to recycle or upcycle waste. Wanna buy a new one? Well, let me share some facts with you. Recycling a single plastic bottle can save up enough energy to power a light bulb for 3 hours or more. It takes 70% less energy to recycle paper than it does to make a new from raw material. Recycling 5 plastic bottles can create enough insulating fiber to fill a ski jacket. Reusing and repairing things instead of always buying new things is not a sign of poverty, it is a sign of power.
That reminded us of the lifestyle of our beloved Prophet ﷺ. Did you know that he used to prepare his own shoes, suit clothes, and carry out all such household chores without complaint or work from home? We've got some personal benefits from cycling too. Number 1, nothing peace and warm and fuzzy feeling you get inside when you've done something great for the planet. 2, repairing an item and giving it a new life is a great skill and a wonderful feeling. 3, when you're upcycling things yourself or buying products from designers, it's nice to know that you have something that's completely unique.
The environmental benefits of upcycling are many. Aside from minimizing the volume of discarded materials and waste products sent to landfill each year, it also reduces the need for production. Using new or raw material which means a reduction in air pollution, water pollution, greenhouse gas emissions, and often conservation of global resources. So the upcycling we actually have to save materials for landfill and make a full compost. Plenty of items that once you go to landfill have been upcycled by using our creative items. Now, I know we don't always have to buy new things, rather we try recycling and upcycling existing resources. Moreover, we avoid throwing things away. Do you know that it takes 2,700 liters to produce a cotton needed to make a single t-shirt? Same goes for the benefits and importance of the waste cycle. Cycling is used to help protect the environment, and the recyclable waste material are burned and end up in the landfill. Due to this pollution, soil and land are decreased. Recycling conserves natural resources. Recycling more waste means we don't depend on more natural resources, which is naturally depleted. So the other benefits are recycling saves energy. It takes much more energy to generate products from the raw materials as compared to recycling used materials. This means that we have more energy and the prices of the items can become lower. Composting and recycling more than 85 lakhs tons of MSW can save more than 1.34 trillion BTUs of energy, which is quite equivalent to 229 lakhs barrels of oil. Wow, that's massive. Recycling generates jobs. Many people are employed to work, sort, and collect in recycling companies. Other people get jobs with businesses that are using working with these recycling units.
Islamabad. How are you? I think you're fine. So let me share some facts with you about recycling. There are 4 types of things that can be recycled, which includes plastic waste, paper waste, glass waste, and aluminum. Now let me tell you the things that can be recycled in the following terms. Number 1, Paper. Paper-based product consists of newspapers, books, cardboard boxes, magazines, and envelopes. Number 2. Plastic. Plastic-based product consists of water bottles, plastic bags, plastic wrappers, and paper. Lastly, all the glass items can be recycled, which include soft drink bottles, water bottles, and glass. Number 4. Aluminium cans. Cans that can be recycled include food cans, tomato cans, soda cans, and all other types of cans. It is noticed that one product can more than 2.7 lakhs BTU, which is equivalent to 56 gallons of oil and 1,665 gallons of gasoline. I hope that you like this progressive presentation. So start recycling and recycle things and waste products. Thank you.
Today, me and my classmates will explain about our project, the rain harvesting method and its importance. Yes, you heard it right. They are Bermuda, two other than Bermuda Triangle. This process is very simple. It simply involves the collecting water from the surface where the rain falls and storing this water for later use.
The rainwater is collected from the roof of buildings and stored in rainwater tanks. Rainwater harvesting is a common process or technology used to conserve rainwater by collecting, storing, and conveying rainwater from rooftops, parks, and open grounds for later use.
Did you know that this water can also be used for drinking, but after proper filtration, it can also be used for multiple sources and other purposes such as groundwater recharge.
Bermuda roof harvest from Bermuda limestone has no estate and is intended for agricultural use. These take in the step fashion over a bullet point the stronger and the end of the root to the front of the water down a pipe and into the water storage. The main has a model of an example of Bermuda rooftop.
As you can see, the rain cutter is joined along the perimeter of Bermuda roof, which collects the rainwater and collects it and stores it for later use in underground and above tanks. These rain gutters come in different shapes and sizes, such as round gutter, fascia gutter, box gutter, and square gutters.
As you can see, the rainwater is coming to the roof gutter is collected and diverted into storage barrel through pipe. The rainwater can be stored in underground tanks and in above ground in harvesting tanks. Now the water is collected and people use it for different purposes. For example, car washing, and in rural areas, people use it for dishwashing as well.
Did you know about 60,000 gallons of water run from your roof goes into your streams and then into seawater? Do you know that rainwater harvesting is a practice of collecting and storing rainwater for a later consumption of a variety of different purposes? Rainwater harvesting differs from stormwater harvesting as it is collected from the roof rather than drains and roads.
I am really thinking of saving water next time when it rains, as the process is very easy and cost-friendly. But always remember, the water collected from rainwater harvesting is not always suitable for human consumption. It requires a proper and special filtration if intended to be used for cooking and drinking. If not filtrated or properly filtrated, there are several diseases it can cause. Innovations in new technology in the design of collection devices have greatly increased the efficiency with which rainwater is collected.
Yes, you are right. Nobody will drink this water before proper filtration. And what takes the benefits out of it? While rainwater harvesting provides the best possible alternative source of water where water sources are depleted arid, the solution not only caters the domestic need, but it also significantly decreases labor from rural areas. The method also mitigate flooding of low-lying areas and decreases demand for well water, ultimately restoring groundwater reserves.
And one more thing, in areas where rainwater is difficult and costly to attain, rainwater can become a vital source of clean water for them. When a drought occurs, the rainwater stored previously can be used. And lastly, owing to its eco-friendliness and cost-friendliness, rainwater can become an appropriate worldwide solution for countries facing poverty in their regions.
Water is one of the great blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says in Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And who sends down rain from the sky in great amounts, and we will reward thereby a deadline. Thus will you be brought forth. Dear students, water is a sacred gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all living things. And first to a man, water is for the common good, and we should use it wisely and justly. And one hadith of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Do not waste water, even if you are in a rain of water."
Now I will tell you some benefits of rainwater harvesting. Number 1, helps in reducing water bill. Number 2, decreases the demand for water. Number 3, reduces the need for imported water. Number 4, promotes both water and energy conservation. And lastly, number 5, improves the quality and quantity of groundwater. Jazakallah khair for listening to our presentation.
Alaikum. Have you ever heard about hydroponics? If not, so today you will be getting information about hydroponics. Hydroponics is a way to skip the soil and substitute it with different materials to support the root of the plant and look up directly into nutrient-rich water. Why grow without soil? Hydroponics technique of growing food is actually revolutionary. It allows growers to produce food anywhere in the world at any time of the year. The entire fields with fewer resources. Grow anywhere using hydroponics. We can create fabulous food system. It's even possible to grow a farm directly based on restaurant, rainfall, or fresh produce. Higher heat. Not only when hydroponic system are living a good life, they soon share getting all the nutrients they need. Hydroponics can mature up to 25% more productively than grown soil with increased crop yield. Hydroponic systems actually use less water than traditional soil-based systems. The water can be filtered and is constantly being recycled instead of wasted. Indoor hydroponic plants don't need pesticides and other potentially harmful chemicals as there is no soil, so there is no chance of insect eggs being introduced. What we need? Fresh water with a pH level around 6 to 6.5. Oxygen. You will need to oxygenate your container, which you can accomplish by buying an air stone or installing an air pump. You also need support. Even though you don't need salt, your plants will still need a little something to hold on to. Typical materials include peat moss, coconut fiber, and rock wool. Nutrients. Your plant is going to need plenty of magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, and other nutrients to stay healthy and productive. Just like plants growing in the ground need healthy soil and fertilizer. This purpose is served by providing nutrient water to plants. If you are growing the plants indoors, you might have to invest some special lighting. Each kind of plant have different amount of requirements for the amount of plant needs. In this model, we are going to demonstrate how the hydroponics farming system works. We have a nutrient water source in the base. A motor is installed here which takes the water to the top level of the system. The water goes down into gravity without producing any energy. It involves less resources and more yield. This spraying system is material with nice future agriculture and increasing food requirements. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to IELTS 2022. Do you want to have a planet? Of course, everyone wants to have a planet, right? Do we recycle food? If not, I will tell you how to keep the garbage out. Not all trash is garbage. Plant scraps, fruit and vegetable scraps and peels, paper, or other organic materials can be used to make compost.
Have you ever thought about what kind of food goes when you throw it in trash or the consequences that this has for our planet?
Compost is a lot of organisms like bacteria, small animals that have to do with disease and has to compost. These organisms breathe oxygen, so the compost needs air to help it decompose. For this, we have drill holes in the side of the barrel to add air to the compost. This speeds up the process of breaking down the waste. We have used PVC pipes to make a compost mixed with pins. We have added crank into the barrel so it is easier to move the barrel when it is full of compost. Compost tumbler is a simple machine that can be used to make compost. It is a mixture of vegetables and organic waste. We've used a recycled green barrel. We've also used 2 expense to support an axle that turns to the center of the barrel. This allows the compost tumbler to spin and mix the compost. We've used PVC pipes for an axle. The axle is run throughout the center of the barrel and resting on our frames. We've used bolts and nuts to attach hinges. These hinges allow us to open and close the latch to access the compost. Composting is an eco-friendly
alternative is soil food and landfills. In landfills, bacteria break down food scraps and other organic materials in the absence of oxygen, which produces methane gas, a greenhouse gas, even with a greater capacity which results in global warming, a threat to the earth.
Composting is an eco-friendly alternative to discarding our food waste with three important advantages. First, composting allows food scrap to degrade in the presence of oxygen, meaning no methane gas is produced. Second, breaking down biodegradable materials to produce organic fertilizer, a sustainable alternative to synthetic fertilizer that require a high amount of fossil fuel and energy to be produced. Third, composting diverts waste from landfills, preserving natural ecosystem that would otherwise be cleared from the landfill use. And the best part is that you can compost it in your own backyard.
It's composed or can earn a living by selling it out. Here are some bottles for sale. You can purchase them for your home, kitchen and gardens too.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am here to guide you how to grow a garden in the body using home extracurricular. A bottle can be recycled to act as a miniature because it's creative, easy and fun to make. This can even make for unique decoration and a way to keep your big hands busy too. We can use plastic bottles to make something amazing out of them. We can repurpose plastic bottles. Which we usually throw away to the indoor or outlet and help to save our environment. The used soft drink bottles can be recycled to function as a mini garden in our home and in a home with compost. We enhance its fertility and help us grow more and healthier plants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Quran, Surah Al-An'am, verse 114. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وهو الذي ينشأ جنات معروشات وغير معروشات والنخل والزرع مختلفا أكله والزيتون والرمان متشابها وغير متشابه كلوا من ثمره إذا أثمر وآتوا حقه يوم حصاده ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. Anything who has brought into the gardens, cultivated, and the wild, and fields, and near farms, and fields with produce of all kind, and olives, and pomegranate, similar in kind, and waited, eat of their food in season, but give the poor their due on the harvest day, and not waste, for God does not love the wasteful. Jazakallah khair, hope you enjoy.
قرآني مع الله في آيه وسور مع الله في قصص الأولين وفي قصص الأولين العبر
مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود
ولمع البروق ودفق المطار
مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود
ولمع البروق ودفق المطار
مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود
ولمع البروق ودفق المطار مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحبك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار
هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار. مع الله مع الله مع الله مع الله في الفلك المستطير وفي الشمس تجري إلى مستقر. مع الله في الأرض في سهلها وأودائها والرواسي الكبار. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار. مع الله مع الله مع الله مع مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحبك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار. مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر. مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار. مع الله
Today we will show you the results of planting trees. Assalamu alaikum dear guests. We are here to give you information about the soil. Soil is a mixture of minerals, dead and living organisms, air and water. Soil can be classified into three primary types based on its texture: sand, silt, and clay. Assalamu alaikum. Dear guests, we are here to give you information about the soil. Soil is a mixture of minerals, dead and living organisms, air and water. Soil can be classified into three primary types based on its texture: sand, silt, and clay. Just below O horizon is A horizon, also called top soil. This is where we plant our seeds so they can grow to be strong and next. It is soft and coarse that can stretch the root with ease. Below this is B horizon or the subsoil. It is hard and compact, so only the roots are big and strong that can reach this level. Just below O horizon is C horizon, also called top soil. This is where we plant our seeds so they can grow to be strong and flex. It is soft and coarse that can stretch the root with ease. Below this is P horizon or Now we come to the sea horizon on the regolith. Funny word, right? This layer has weather parent rock and has no plant or organic matter at all. And finally we have the bedrock. This is the hardest layer and consists of the unweathered parent rock which supports all layers above it just as our parents support us.
शुरू करें
Assalamualaikum.
जोर से
Assalamualaikum. We are here to tell you about some interesting facts about soil. There are more organisms in one tablespoon of soil than there are people on earth. As you might know, this is definitely one of the most interesting facts about soil. In fact, soil is about one of the most biodiverse ecosystem on the planet. Soil is Earth's natural water filtration system. Surface water trickles down through the soil layer where it is filtered. In this way, by the time it reaches and collects underground aquifers, the water is pure. One of medicine's most important advances is the discovery of antibiotics through soil microorganisms. And the direct
आप दोनों बारी बारी जोर से बोलें दोनों जोर से बोलें पहले आप बोलें पहले आपकी बारी से जोर से बोलें
We are here to tell you about some interesting facts about soil.
मैम
There are more organisms in one tablespoon of soil than there are people on earth. Is your mind blown? Definitely one of the most interesting facts about soil. There are more organisms in one tablespoon of soil.
आप बोले बेटा जोर से
Soil is Earth's natural water filtration system. Surface water trickles down through the soil layers where it is filtered. In this way, by the time it reaches and collects in underground aquifers, the water is pure. One of medicine's most important advances is the discovery of antibiotics through soil microorganisms. Our friends in the next food will tell you more about it.
आप शुरू करो जोर से
Assalamualaikum. We are here to tell you about some interesting facts about soil. There are more organisms in one tablespoon of soil than there are people on earth. So mind blown. This is definitely one of the most interesting facts about soil. Soil is Earth's natural water filtration system. Surface water trickles down through the soil layers where it is filtered. In this way, by the time it reaches and collects in underground aquifers, the water is pure. One of medicine's most important advances is the discovery of antibiotics through soil microorganisms. Our friends on the next booth will tell you more about it.
You heard Aisha right. We're not taking soil pills as medicine, but it is true that some of our modern medicines have time to save soil. Over 500 antibiotics have been cultured from soil microbes. The soil may be integral to helping us fight depression. Scientists are currently studying on an anti-cancer agent named Clostridium. This bacterium lives in low oxygen environments. Perhaps it can kill the cancer cells without harming healthy oxygen-rich cells.
As proved by medical science, is clean and unpolluted. Soil is safe from germs and most germs cannot survive in soil. The reason soil is very tiny living things that are deadly enemies of harmful germs. Given this diffuse love, command clean the Amazon soil as it is mentioned in Quran. And if you cannot find water, take yourself to pure earth and wipe your faces and your hands. Surah An-Nisa, verse number 43. Jazakallah khairan. As proved by medical sciences, clean and unpolluted soil is safe from germs, and most germs cannot survive in soil. The reason soil has very tiny living things that are deadly enemies of harmful germs. Keeping this in view Islam commands doing tayammum on soil, as it is mentioned in Quran. And if you cannot find water, we take yourself pure earth, then wipe your faces and your hands. Surah An-Nisa, verse number 43. Jazakallah, dear guests.
शुरू करें.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The purpose of this project is to discover ways to produce biogas by using our local resources. It can help us understand the basics of anaerobic digestion and gas connection by different organic characteristics. The basic task is to design, train, and test a simple waste digestion and gas connection system. One can check various facets of the anaerobic digestion process. It is known as a source of renewable energy and it's made mostly of methane, 60 to 70%, and a mixture of CO2, carbon dioxide, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, NH3, ammonia, and gas.
It has been popularized as energy for over 2 million years. To produce biogas, the body has to first pretend that it was no simple synthesis. For any fish, it incubated until it was specific enough for organic fuels, raised for bacteria to become a perfect environment to particularly nutrients for the
Mixture of organics and AlHuda biogas can. This waste is mixed to make a steady. Steady is then fed through the digester. Digester is an airtight chamber and oxygen is not present. Must keep the water face away where this environment. If you do not find any results after 1 week of feeding in the biogas digester, check the pipes for dung or water blockage. Dung from the animals who are being or were injected antibiotics resistance and usually high benefits of biogas help in the planet. This activity has reduced the demand for charcoal and lighting. Consequently, there has been a decline in smoke emissions from households. The project saves greenhouse gas emissions by reducing the unsustainable use of fuel wood and by preventing the uncontrolled emissions of methane from sewage pits. Helping a clean environment results in a happy community. Many individuals living within the areas served by the digester use this activity as a relief to the sanitation challenges. Biogas in the kitchen emits less and no smoke, hence it prevents your family from being exposed to dirty environment.
शुरू करें जोर से.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our project. Here we are making biodegradable plastic. It's the replacement of the plastic we are using now, polluting our environment. It is hazardous for plants and marine life as it takes almost 450 years for a bottle of that plastic to degrade. And as you all know that most of our household waste is plastic. On the other hand, this plastic is all degrades. It can be made quickly, it is cheap, and it's easily degradable, which means it will start to break down before it will. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَالسَّمْرِ وَالسَّمَاءَ رَفَعَهَا وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانَ أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ. And the heaven, He is God, and He set the balance, that you will not transgress within the balance.
So, brother, it is completely biodegradable. How it is made is actually very simple. All starch is already a polymer, but the chain of the molecules are very short in powder form. So, by heating it up, it allows us to make those short polymers to make a polymer longer than before. And by adding the right amount of heat and water, we can simple biodegradable plastic.
Here we buy 10 ml of distilled water, 1 ml of white vinegar, 1.5 gram of cornstarch, 0.5 gram of distilled. And we pour all the things into a pot and stir. Boil the mixture until it was clear and thick. Then we wait it until it was cooled down. Then we fold it in parchment paper to make different shapes. While it airs, these are some samples we already created in our lab. the proper and this is the fun, right? And this is the closest form of this.
While the research is ongoing, there is mounting nutrients that plastic and half plant life. The general principle that plastic harbors chemicals that contain soil chemicals profile. Any given soil constitutes both a domino effect on all plant life depending on the soil. If you want to discard this plastic, you can simply make it into pieces and mix with the soil culture. It will quickly break down and give nourishment to the plants. By 2015, humans are using and producing more than 500 million tons of plastic waste. They will be tripling of this quantity in 30 years. Every year, 8 million tons of plastic will escape into the oceans and seas. Plastic was not invented in 1862 by Alexander Farm. It has given its first name Partisan.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our project. Here we are making biodegradable plastic, which is a replacement to the plastic we are using nowadays, which is polluting our environment. It is hazardous for plants and marine life as it takes almost 450 years for a bottle of the plastic to be made. And as you all know that most of our household waste is plastic. On the other hand, this plastic has all the merits. It can be made quickly, it's cheap, and it's easily degradable, which means it will start to break down before. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, in verse 7 and 8 of Surah Ar-Rahman, وَالسَّمَاءَ رَفَعَهَا وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانَ أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ. And the heaven he raised it and he set the balance, that you do not transgress within the balance.
Surprisingly, this is actually completely biodegradable. How it is made is very simple. Cornstarch is already a polymer, but the chain of the monomers are very short in powdered form. So by heating it up, it allows us to connect those short polymers to make a polymer longer than before. And by adding the right amount of heat and water, we get simple biodegradable plastic.
Here we have combined 10 ml of distilled water, 1 ml of white vinegar, 1.5 gram of cornstarch, 0.5 gram of glycerol. Then we have poured all the things in the pot and stirred it. Then we have boiled the mixture until it was clear and thick. Then we have waited until it was cooled down. Then we have poured it into the parchment paper to make different shapes.
While the research is ongoing, there is mounting evidence that plastic can harm plant life. The general theory goes that plastic harbors chemicals that contain soil's chemical profile. Any change in soil's chemistry can cause a domino effect on plant life depending on the soil. If we want to discard this plastic, we can simply make it into pieces and mix with the soil's culture. It will quickly break down and give nourishment to the plants. By 2015, humans are using and producing more than 500 million tons of plastic waste. There will be a tripling of this quantity in 30 years. Every year, 8 million tons of plastic will escape into the oceans and seas. Plastic was first invented in 1862 by Alexander Farm. It has given its first name as Partisan.
It is an example of us making this plastic in the laboratory. And this is high time that transforms from the plastic to an eco-friendly plastic.
Thank you. Any questions?
For a while, and when you have money again, you come back to
Welcome to our world of ideas. Our project theme is waste wise. We are creating awareness regarding how we can manage our waste wisely. Waste management is very important as it helps protect the environment from the toxic effects of inorganic and biodegradable elements present in waste. Mismanagement of waste can cause air and water contamination, soil erosion, and many diseases. It is high time to think about recycling our waste efficiently as waste management is important. Waste management helps protect recycling helps protect the environment from the toxic effects of energy.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells in Quran Surah every type of place of pain. Eat and drink, but waste not the excess, for Allah loves not the wasters.
Prophet peace be upon him also guided him to treat this earth as a trust of humankind and its guardians. As for how the Prophet used to live in his own house, his wife Aisha was yet told that he used to sew his own clothes, prepare his own shoes, and care all the household chores without any complaint or want for more, authenticated by Al-Albani.
This is a stupid set. This is basically organized. You can keep whatever you like. Over here, as you know, we have bangles that come from different sizes. So compile a few of those bangles, put some pieces of on them, and this is new types of bangles. These over here are basically spray painted bottles. We have taken the data on them, and you can use these for plants and flowers. The stones over here, basically you can use them for paperweight or any decoration type. The bag, the jeans, and cushion covers you can see over here. We buy from old unused jeans from the bag and these unused shirt. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, you can buy it. We made all of this stuff by recycling some old stuff that we don't use at our homes anymore. As you can see, these are some logs. We basically worked with our classmates to do some designing on them, and you can use these for tea coasters. Some of these prints that we painted and put our main logo on, main theme on them, Earth Matters. These cushion covers over here, they're made from unused jeans that we don't use anymore. We have these golden candle holders, and these three are a set of organizers. Over here we have these bottles that have some mandalas on them, and you can use these for plants, flowers, or whatever you like. The stones over here they were painted and they were designed as well. You can use these for decoration pieces or whatever you like. The CDs over here, they are also used for tea coasters. As you can see, these pine cones at the back, they're also a decoration piece which are lined up over there. We have strings of pine cones, some branches of trees, and you can use these to keep a decoration piece at your home. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, you can buy it as well. The price tags are on the item. The idea behind this was to show that reusing an apparent thing instead of always buying new is not a sign of poverty, they're a sign of power. Performing household duties, the Prophet has guided us, saying the foundations of our stuff. We are in control of what we consume and do not need more. Here are some eye-catching and nature-friendly products for you.
مع الله في لألآت النجوم وحبك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطر.
We made these wall hangings. Assalamu alaikum. As you can see, me and my classmates have recycled clothing in our project to make new things using. So as you can see, we have made curtains using patchwork. So first of all, we took different clothing and we cut it into patches and we sewed it together. And as you can see over here, we have made cushion covers, then we have made aprons and also wall hangings. And over there we have made a pom-pom rug or pom-pom mat. And over there we have made bags using jeans. So that's what we did in our project. And now I will tell you some fun facts about clothes. Clothes can take up to 200 years to decompose, and around 70% of the world wear second-hand clothing. And fast fashion is one of the main problems causing pollution. Jazakallahu khair.
Is perhaps one of the easiest to make. Essentially, cut your t-shirts, jeans, sheets, or whatever material you're using into strips that are about 2 inches wide.
Then you take the grading strips and you start grading them until you reach it.
And then you take the end, you put it in the middle, and you start forming circles until you form this shape, and then you sew it all together. And that's how you can make a drum.
ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. Indeed, it is like those who commit excess.
Disciple is you can help people in need. Did you know that clothes can take up to 200 years to decompose, and around 70% of the world are second-hand clothing? Fast fashion is one of the main problems which is causing pollution. Jazakallahu khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our organic dhaba. Our dhaba is will utilize rainwater for irrigation. Our hair cutters are speciality. We grow canoe, thyme, basil, coriander, and mint. Have a look at our animal farm. We make sure we serve your premium quality meat and milk, free of any chemical agents. Our fuel is animal waste and we make use of the natural sunlight for electricity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to eat tayyib and halal food. Reference Surah Al-Baqarah, verses number 168. With us, you can have guilt-free play. We are benefiting ourselves as well as our environment. Jazakallahu khair. This is our kitchen. We cook in wooden and clay pots. Old school utensils are noted to hold therapeutic benefits, whether you use them for cooking or for eat your needs. One small study confirmed that the iron content of some food improves when they cook in iron pots. The crockery and furniture is tied together. This means it can be broken down naturally and returned to nature without having a harmful impact on the environment. It is more important than ever to make a conscious effort to use biodegradable materials to make sure that we are doing our bit to save the planet. Fruits and vegetables are sourced from our village stream farms, hearty and fresh. We use chemical-free fertilizers and utilize rainwater for irrigation. Our herb gardens are speciality. We grow canoe, thyme, basil, coriander, and mint. Have a look at our animal farm. We make sure we serve your premium quality meat and milk, free of any chemical agents. Our fuel is animal waste and we make use of the natural sunlight for electricity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our organic dhaba. Our dhaba is an outdoor restaurant concept. We source our raw material from our organic farm. We focus on no chemicals, no hormones that has to you at all. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to eat tayyib and halal food. With us, you can have guilt-free pleasure. We are benefiting ourselves as well as our environment. Jazakallahu khair. Start again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our organic dhaba. Our dhaba is an outdoor restaurant concept. We source the raw material from our organic farm. No chemicals, no hormones, that affect you at all. This is Yes, you heard me right. 1% available today. Simply for yourself, your future generations ahead. Every single drop counts.
I want to remind you again, all the different awards on how you are today, on how you conserve energy, on how much you keep the air clean, on how you save water, on how you restore ecosystem, and on how you recycle today to promote.
और हम इनको एक ऑर्गेनाइजर इन सक्सेसफुल इंडिविजुअल ये जो बेसिकली है ये जो पार्ट्स में ब्रांचेस होती हैं उनको हमने लेकर उनको गोल्डन स्प्रे पेंट का और कैंडल होल्डर ये मेन डेकोरेशन पीसेस जो आप अपने घर में लगा सकते हैं द बॉटल्स होती है ये जो बेसिकली इनको हमने लाइक एक्रिलिक पेंट और ग्लास पेंट मिक्स करके लगाया और ये हमने मंडालास बनाया आप उनको फ्लावर का जो भी आपका इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं ये पत्थरों को भी हमने पेंट करा इसको पेपर में या फिर डेकोरेशन के इस्तेमाल करते हैं जो डिजाइनर्स हैं इनको जैसे कि सिमिलर डिजाइन होते हैं इनको हम एक साइड कंपाइल किया इनकी एक्सेसरीज और डिजाइन लगाई हैं ताकि एक नई टाइप ऑफ बैंड बन सके ओल्ड चीज जो हम अपने घर में नहीं इस्तेमाल करते हम उनको लेकर या सिलाई किया और कुशन कवर्स बैग्स और पाउचेस उनकी स्ट्रैप से बनाए तो अगर आपको इसमें क्या सारी चीजें आप बताइए क्या anything sir आप
पानी को भी यूटिलाइज किया With this, do you need this as well?
Recycle our clothes and just throw them away. It always helps to caution and damage the environment. And that's how it affects people's lives and damage the earth. So if we stop throwing our clothes away and use them for a better purpose, we can save other people's life and we can save this entire earth. And if we cannot make this stuff, we can always donate our old clothes to some orphanage or some social work organization so that other people can also benefit from our clothes. And now they're going to tell how we can make a very pleasure from it.
And then using the braids, you can form a circle out of it, and then you can make a rug just like this by sewing it all together.
ولا تصرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. Indeed, he does not like those who commit excess.
Recycling uses landfill. You can use almost recyclable ones and help people in need.
So, this was the main project of our class, and we stitched them together, and that's how we made these curtains. We had old t-shirts, we also stitched them together, we stuffed in cotton, and that's how we made these cushions. And we had aprons, so we did fabric paint on them, and that's how we created these aprons. And like they said, we made a t-shirt rug just like that. So if we can do it, and then so can everyone in this world. So this is how we can save our environment and save the entire world. So let's do this, and let's make this world a better place for everyone.
وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر مع الله عند هزيم الرعود
ولمع البروق ودفق المطار
Some man-made causes are climate change, cutting of trees, using water excessively, or wasting water.
Rainwater storage solutions like artificial lakes in every village, city, forest enclosures, housing projects, and artificial groundwater recharge wells will also help save rainwater and control flooding. Rainwater harvesting was a primary water saving. Rainwater harvesting cellular which they can use for recycling. Due to shortfall of rains, there is total many of doors, livestock, and agriculture has been damaged. All but impossible. Hundreds of villagers have been displaced from the remote areas of Rajasthan and local population. If we have a relief camp over there, they will tell you the solutions of it. So the also works on the mental health of the victims by giving them love, care, and sincerity.
AlHuda have designed a social activity that helps them. The purpose is to provide all possible assistance in case of calamity or crisis. Situations such as famine, drought, earthquake, flood happen. Jazakallah khairan. Jazakallah.
can keep Nizam.
अब लाइट हाउसेस हैं और इसको माफ करना इसके तरीके हैं जी बिल्कुल वो
هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفق المطار مع الله مع مع
صوت الدبيب من النمل أنا وأيان مع الله، والنحل يحسو الرحيق ويحمي جناه بوخز الإباء. لآت النجوم وحك الغيوم وضوء القمر، والله عند هزيم الرعود ولمع البروق ودفء المطر.
जैसे खतरनाक गैसेस इनसे बचाने के लिए, नॉइज पोल्यूशन से बचाने के लिए सोलर कार का
अच्छा
सूरज की रोशनी
हाँ अब ये
बैटरी हमारी दूसरी गाड़ी में है, वो चार्ज हो सकती है सारा दिन, और फिर वो रात को चलती है। नहीं,